And Mike, the fucking heck. The hecky. What the hecky? What the hecky, Yante? Ugh. Hey, legendary edits. How's it going on this fine Sunday where we're back bombing Iran again because this country we just can't never stop with them, bro. It's always the worst. It's just the worst of humanity over in the Middle East, I swear. And these are the same nations who, you know, jihad is just the name of the game over there, I guess. Fucking. Man, you really must have been like dealt some bad cards to be born over in the Middle East. That's rough. That is mega rough. I pray that they can all get out while they fucking can.
Action stations.
That's if their shit fucking government will let them. There's only so much praying can do, though. I do believe that. Evil works in mysterious fucking ways, just as God does.
Enemy force detected.
Enemy is working overtime over there.
Problem solved, sir. Enemy destroyer sighted. Enemy cruiser Fighter airborne. Enemy aircraft carrier detected.
Hey Shockwave, real talk, we need to just ID literally everyone there that holds the title of mayor and end up and just slap their asses with a J-Dam tomahawk slowly. Yeah, we need to just go, we need to go full balls to the wall, full Israel Hamas mode on these motherfuckers. I'm talking bombing everything. Straight up Tokyo fire bombings type shit. I don't give a fuck anymore, because these motherfuckers they don't get the memo. We've given them so much mercy over the past 70 fucking million years, bro. Like, it's astonishing that they're even still around. Well, honestly, it's because they're a fucking 3D printing government machine. You kill fucking one of their leaders, another one will pop the fuck up. See, that's the problem. So you just gotta completely eradicate them. Because you can't chop off the head, because they'll just grow one back. And then they'll grow one back, and then they'll be angrier and angrier and angrier and angrier. See, that's the problem. And then the occasional Tomahawk cruise missile that veers off and hits a fucking school and kills like 200 kids. Do you know how many parents we make mad when we do that? That doesn't help the situation either. So we just get a bunch of angry mommies and daddies who get really resentful towards America, and then they end up joining the government and the military, and they become super radical too. It turns into a big clusterfuck. So the only way to completely get rid of the whole situation is just to do something so drastic that it completely hinders their will and everything to completely fight. Like we did to Japan. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta do that, because they will never learn. They need to learn who daddy is. See, they don't fully get it. They think they're on the same level. They think they're equal to the United States. They're not. They're way down here. Okay, you can't see my hands, but they're down, okay? The U.S. is the U.S. They're way down in the fucking shithole, third world fucking dog shitville. Okay, we need to just... They haven't realized that yet. They still think that they can be superior. They still think that they can be, restore their fucking empire like Japan thought. No. No. They need to realize who is the daddy, and we just need to slap a fucking tactical nuke or two in their cities to get them to fucking submit. If they don't, we'll drop more. It's called the Truman Doctrine. Just keep dropping more until they're all dead. It is what it is. It's their fault. All they had to do was swallow their fucking pride and stop being cunts. And we gave them 50 fucking plus years to do that. And what do? They just keep acting like the roaches they are. They go into hiding, they build back up, and they come back out again. They sponsor terror on a world scale. They continue to do what they do best, that is world interference. They are the worst of the worst when it comes to nations. They are horrible. They are the systemic fucking... Oh, I can't, man. These fucking people... They're the worst. Nations like that don't deserve to fucking exist. They just deserve to be a fucking anarchy zone. Just completely destroy them. Because it's the only way. Otherwise, they're just going to keep building back up and continue to fucking be annoying. And cause problems for the entire fucking Western civilization that is, the US, the UK, all of the Western nations who actually, for the most part, have their shit together in some regards and aren't fucking wishing death to the entire world and whatnot. Right? Nobody's perfect, but they're fucking far from perfect. They don't even try to hide that they're not perfect. They embrace the fact that their fucking Muslim radical ideals are the best. The name of the game over there is jihad. Death to everybody that isn't fucking Muslim, practically. They will never fucking stop. They are the worst. They are evil. They gotta be fucking put in the ground. It's the only way. Otherwise, they're just gonna keep doing what they do. That is being a bunch of cunts. I don't think people fully get it. People think that Iran, there's a lot of people who think that they're not as bad as they are. They are. They're the worst. If they had a nuke, they had a couple, they would not hesitate in a minute's notice to start flinging them. Because they are literally on board with watching the entire world burn. They would literally be okay with that. If they could watch the entire world burn, if it means whatever for their god, right? That's what they do. They don't give a fuck. They would not show mercy to us, so why should we ever show mercy to them? We've shown mercy to them plenty of times. Enough's enough when it comes to evil in this world. Showing mercy to someone who is not willing to ever change doesn't work. God fucking knew that. That's why he sent the Israelites into fucking Israel to commit murder on mass scale, because God knew that those people would never change. They had hearts of stone. They were unchangeable. So God ordered them to go murder them. It is what it is. It's happened. It happens. Some people are unchangeable. So don't give a fuck what anybody says. And people are like, well, it's genocide. It's not the first time we've committed genocide. What have you seen what we did in World War II? Fire bombings of Tokyo, killing hundreds of thousands of civilians. Then we nuked their fucking cities. We did what we had to do to achieve victory. Utter and total annihilation. Because their government was so radical, they would never give up until, you know, their shit was in ashes. And even then, they almost still didn't give up. Japan was almost on the verge of letting their entire country go to complete and utter shit. Because they were so hell-bent up in their fucking pride over their religion and their emperor and all that shit. But they still surrendered. They all gave up. But not this fucking country. This country's the worst. They act like they give up, then we believe them, and then something happens again and we're right back at it. It's the worst, man. The Middle East is such a shithole. It's so bad. There's some nations out there that are actually decent, but oh man. Just constant bullshit going on over there. And I'm not saying like a lot of it isn't our fault. We do sometimes fucking go out there and do some shit we're not supposed to. But for the most part, the point stands. One way or another, shit's gonna pop off eventually, because it always does there. We'll just turn it into grass. Turn that shit into a no-go zone, basically. Turn it into glass is what I meant to say. Just make that whole entire region entirely inhabitable for humanity. And if they aren't willing to move the fuck out, then oh well. Yeah, I think they buffed Ashitaka. I don't remember. I don't know. I just missed that DD, by the way, at like 8 kilometers. That's crazy. Fucking 10 guns. But yeah. It's not really genocide, though, if you keep giving them plenty of chances to change. And to fucking surrender. We have given them so many opportunities to just swallow their fucking pride, sign some treaty, and stick to it. And they never fucking do. They always find ways to fucking fuck with us. They sponsor terror. They fund Houthi rebels in Yemen. They do all sorts of shit. They are always doing stuff they're not supposed to do. They can't just sit there and be a good nation and build up their economy and turn their nation into a great nation. Iran could be such a great nation but their government is so fucking retarded and so radical that it'll never come to fruition. They'll never have a great nation because their government is always on the fight, 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 fight everybody mentality. Make the world bend to us. And they will never fucking not. It's the worst, bro. Greatness to them is killing everybody that isn't Muslim, practically. Enforcing jihad on the entire world. Let's go. Let's go jihad. Not in my fucking life. Yeah, there's only one true God, and that is Jesus Christ, and God, and the Holy Spirit. There ain't no other fucking God. All the other gods are bullshit. And my God believes in mercy and love and peace and everything that every other religion seems to not believe in. My God has more evidence and scriptures and more documents than all of their religions put together. But we're also all flawed human beings, so we're not always living up to our religion, now are we? Can I dev strike this man or just kill him before I die? No, I get 4 overpens. That's lovely. That's great. I'm definitely living up to the shit part in Ashitaka. Holy moly. Marlboro Light got buffed? Nice. I don't even have the Marlboro Light. Fortunately. Zuiho got buffed. Zuiho didn't really need a buff. That thing's cracked. It's got torpedoes that hit like freight trains. I'm gonna play it now because that thing's a beast. So long as you get people though that are like broadside to you, because the torpedoes are like the only thing that are really good on the Zuiho. Tomorrow's going to be a good day, though, for updates. America update. Meanwhile, we're bombing Iran again because what else is new in this fucking world? That means our gas prices are going to go up, too, again. That's what I hate, too, bro. These motherfuckers have the power and the influence to raise our gas prices, bro. That should make everybody mad. That should infuriate everybody. These rats hold the fucking power to increase our gas prices. I hate it, bro. I hate Iran. I hate that fucking government with a passion. It's the fucking worst. I pray every day that that government gets toppled and completely thrown out. Like, I wish the people would just find a way, but they never do. They never find a way to completely overthrow that government and restore a fucking government that actually works for them in some way. It's fucking tragic. I mean, it doesn't help either that the Iranian government kills, like, tens of thousands of their own civilians to stay in power, because that's what they do. They're a so-called republic, yet they fucking act like they act like Nazi Germany, practically. Which is, it checks out. Extreme heat warning. Let's go. Let's go 100-degree weather today, baby. Yeah, I'm down for anything, Shockwave. At this point, I don't care what happens. If an A-bomb was to drop right now on Tehran, I would not care. That sounds bad, but... And I know it's bad, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, bro, nah, this shit's old. This is retarded. And that's quite sinful, but... For me to even think that way. But it is what it is. I don't know. There's a Coast Guard cutter named Mackinac, but it's only for the Great Lakes because we've got iceberg cutters up here because we have a lot of ice on the Great Lakes, so we have to have Coast Guard cutters go through and break them for the freighters that go through. United States of nah, bro, fuck that. If it's gonna be a new government, they have to be the ones that do it, not us. That never works. You can't just put our own government in there. It has to be a government of Iran, but it has to be one that has better fucking ideals. Problem is, it just never happens, bro, because the people are fucking too retarded, I guess, to ever fucking actually put shit together. Well, we did it with Japan, but we didn't do the government, though. I mean, we were there, but we didn't, like, put ourselves into positions of power. We let the Japanese decide most of their shit. We were just there to make sure that they were doing it in the best interest of the United States in the Western world as we know it. That's the way we have to do it with with Iran. We have to completely fuck Iran to the point where they can never, ever put up a fight. And then we have to then show them mercy, and we have to guide their fucking hand into a better alternative. Not just for themselves, but for the whole world as we know it. That's what we did with Japan. We can do the same with Iran. But it's the people that have to be willing to fucking get on board with it. Otherwise, it will never work. We tried that shit with all these other stupid fucking pieces of shit countries. Never works out. The only way is if the people are on board with it, and it's a government that is run by their people as well. Otherwise, it'll never work. That country would be back at war with them again in no fucking time. Alright, I gotta bomb this fucker because he's still alive, so... Oh my god, I hate the bombs on this fucking ship. There we go.
敵駆逐艦撃沈しました。
I got a cap. I'm gonna get into the cap.
自動航行に切り替えます。
I mean, our DD might do it, but... I wouldn't put my fucking money on it. Fucking paper planes type shit. Yeah, see, these planes require broadsides. Otherwise, you ain't gonna hit nothing with your fucking torps. Unless you get lucky. Bow on, people. Good luck. But when they do hit, they hit like freight trains. I don't care what your religion is, so long as it doesn't fucking cause my people to get hurt and the rest of the world to get hurt. I don't care. If your religion's all about peace and love, great. But if your religion's about being better than everybody else and causing everybody harm, then you will need to be put down like a stray dog at that point. Because you're a threat to the world. That's what Iran is. Their religion is fueled by that whole thing. Christianity's not that way. There's a lot of Christians who fight, but they're not supposed to. Not in the... It's not supposed to be our way. We're supposed to be peace and love and everything. But our God is also a God of wrath, too. And when there's grave danger and grave evil, it is our job to defend each other and our friends and our families. That is, you know, we're not supposed to just sit there and take it. There's a difference in taking it, you know, and forgiving, and then just taking it over and over again and letting everybody die. You can't do that. You gotta fight. Self-defense is a great thing. So is self-offense, I guess, too. When it comes to evil in this world. I guess you can call it counter-defense, because shit. You don't really preach jihad, you act on it. That's their whole thing as Muslims. Jihad is the belief that their religion is the only religion, and they are the superior ones, basically. Their God is the only God, and anybody who doesn't believe in that ideal needs to be forcefully eradicated, or, you know, yeah. That's their whole thing. They're a fundamentalist religion. He may have hit me big, but I hit him bigger with my torps. Also, this thing has, like, no health. It's only got, like, 30,000 HP. I don't know a lot about Muslims, but I do kind of know what jihad is. It's just the very fundamentalist part of Muslim religions. Of Islam. It's jihad. Can I get a fucking bomb off, man? Oh, I gotta lose every fucking plane in here to fucking...
我が軍の勝利は目前です
Oh my god, bro. I just want to get a bomb. Let me bomb. Quit shooting down all my fucking planes, bro. Stop it. Hey, I got a clear sky. Look at me go. There we go. Alright, we're going for a torpedo run on this bitch. Finish him off here. And that man should be dead. New campaign ship. I'm kind of bummed out it's a tier 8, but it's cool, I guess. I'll just probably never play it because it's a tier 8. I'll maybe play it a little bit, but... cool, I guess. But all Sodaks should be tier 7s, you know. Kind of like Wisconsin. Wisconsin's cool and all, but it's tier 8. I don't like playing tier 8. So, there you go. You're hoping for Illinois. 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 A song by Dan Vogelberg. Good song. He also had a great voice. Love Dan Fogelberg. Not Jared Fogle, by the way. Different Fogle. Yeah, it should be pretty cool. I mean, we'll see how it is. Maybe it's going to be really good and just crazy. But it would have to be for me to play it over any other tier 8s, you know? Otherwise, I'm like, eh, whatever. Rodney! For King and Country. The WoW's Legends fan. Yeah, I think it's funny too how some people as well, like, oh, it would be going back to the whole Iran thing. People say it would be a genocide if we were to nuke Iran. Well, what about all the babies we abort? Isn't that a genocide? Hundreds of thousands of babies a year we're murdering? Sometimes millions, actually. Millions, for sure, if you're including all the other nations. But America alone, we on average abort like 500,000 to 800,000 babies a year. That's a lot of lives that could have been, you know, brought into this world. But we just decided to say, nah, we don't need them. My problems are too great for this kid. So, gotta get rid of it. Sorry. Not personal, kid. But my problems are superior than yours, I guess. But, oh, bombing Iran. Nuking them. Oh, we can't do that. But we can murder our babies, though. In the masses. Why not? That checks out. But, you know, some people do, though, value, like, some people do value little tiny babies in their wombs much less, though. Some people do. Some people don't even see them as lives. The second they're pregnant, they're like, oh, it's not a baby yet. Some people think that way. They're completely wrong, but, you know. That's a life form in your body. You know, the second it's there, that's life starting right there.
Enemy force detected.
No one has the right to take that life. It's my body, my choice. WoW's Legends fan. It's my body, my choice. If I open my legs and I get pregnant, it's not my fault. It's the baby's fault. So it's gotta die. It is what it is. Oh, if I get raped, well, that's so bad for me. And because of that, the baby's gotta die too. Well, I don't have to die. I get to live. But the baby dies. It doesn't get a say. And yes, I know, I could go drop it off at a fire station. Right? I could do that. I could give that baby a chance. I can't mentally bear the child, right? I can't take care of it. I'm too mentally weak. But I could at least go drop it off at some fire station to give it at least a shot in life, rather than just completely killing it. But no, that's not how this world works anymore. They just take the lazy route and just kill it. Save them the thought. Give me a fucking break. I hate that mentality. I hate it with a passion. You deserve to go to hell for that. It's murder. Ending life is murder. Doesn't matter. The second you realize you're pregnant, that's life in you. And if you have the urge to end it because you have some shit going on, that's no different. You're committing murder, and you're committing murder in your heart. Straight to hell. You know what's sad is it's happening all the time. Nobody fucking seems to talk about it either. It's our own Holocaust in of itself. Everybody knows about the Jewish Holocaust. Nobody talks about the fucking unborn child Holocaust that's going on all over the fucking world. I say nobody talks about it. A lot of people talk about it, but I don't think they really understand fully. They don't grasp just how common and how okay it is now to just say, I don't want to be pregnant, I'm just going to get rid of it. Basically. It's unfucking real how it's almost becoming culturally okay to do that. That is how evil this world has become, where evil is becoming a part of our culture. Evil is working its way to just being normal and mainstream. Like, it's unbelievable. Murder is just okay. You know? It's like, oh, it's fine. There's nothing wrong about it. They don't even think it's murder, actually. They just think it's their choice. It's their body. They don't consider the other body that's forming inside of them. Oh, that's not, you know, well, fucking bullshit, bro. Holy moly. So yeah, we can have abortions, but we can't nuke a country that is completely and utterly radical to the point where they would literally let the whole world burn and die. If they could, because they don't care about life at all, apparently. And they must not care about their own people, because, hell, they even kill their own people to stay in power over there in Iran. Like, they don't give a fuck. They would throw all their people out in the fucking fire if they could, if it meant to stay in power. They don't give a damn. That is a nation right there that... Yikes. Just yikes on so many different levels. I don't even think Japan got to that level. I don't think Japan rounded up their own people that didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I'm sure they had their moments. I'm pretty sure they just didn't round up their people in masses and killed them just because they were against their government. For the most part, I think most Japanese people were all supporters of their government, but I could be wrong. I don't exactly know how the whole Japanese government worked back then. I know they had a prime minister, quote unquote, and they had their emperor. And their nation was quite harmonious and quite fascist as well. Nationalist. But, I mean, you gotta be when you're an empire like that. You gotta be kind of fucking fascist to get your shit done, because, shit. Japan was on a roll right there. You gotta have some nationalism going to fucking keep to keep your shit afloat. How's Rodney's nuclear torps? I don't really use them that often, but I know they're good. I do know they're good. I do know they're good.
We destroyed an enemy battleship in sight.
Yeah, another round of sailing sim. It's these games that just last 5 fucking minutes. It's like, wow. 5 to 7 minute, one-sided matches type stuff right here. Gotta love it. Let's see. Let me Google Iran, see what's happening. See the first posts that pop up. Iran strikes U.S. sites in Bahrain and Kuwait, of course. And as attacks show few signs of de-escalation, the U.S. launches additional strikes on Iran after latest Strait of Hormuz ship attack. Iran targets U.S. military sites in Bahrain. Okay, so we're just having all sorts of fun right now. All sorts of fun. We're just back at it again. Where the fuck do these motherfuckers get their missiles from, bro? They just keep 3D printing them. It's crazy, bro. Oh my god. Trump just needs to pull the trigger, bro. Just bomb the shit out of everything. Their entire energy grid, like he said he was going to do. Just get rid of all of that. If that still don't work, bruh. There's only one other alternative, bro. I mean, we gotta fulfill the prophecy of the song Bomb Iran. The only part of the song we haven't done yet was nuke 'em. It's the only thing left in the song. Everything else in that song, we have done. We just haven't nuked them yet. We've got the Bomb Iran part of that song down pat pretty good. We bombed the shit out of them. We have for the past 50 years, but we just haven't nuked them yet. Maybe that's the secret sauce we just gotta tap into. Yeah, it's gonna make some people mad, but unfortunately it is what it is, you know. Some people have to die, unfortunately, in war. It's sad. But, you know. Sometimes you gotta pull a book out of the old Truman Doctrine and just drop a couple A-bombs down. And if that still don't work, well, shit. Drop some more. That was literally what Truman was going to do, too. If Japan wouldn't have surrendered after the first couple nukes, they were going to drop more. And more. And more. And just keep dropping A-bombs until that country was done. That was literally our plan with Japan. But luckily Japan saw sense with the first couple. Oh, that's a massive dev strike.
Destroyed.
Problem solved, sir.
And now look, we have big anime titties. Exactly. Yeah, like 500,000, actually more than that, millions of Japanese citizens had to die, but they got some democracy, they've got one of the best economies in the world, and they've got some of the best government stuff in the world. They've got, all because they embraced capitalist, democratic ideals. Because they embraced our way of doing stuff, they now benefit greatly from it. And yeah, they get anime titties. We get Pokemon and shit like that from them. All because they embraced America. Our way of doing shit is the best. Maybe not in terms of, like, our economy right now, but yeah. I mean, we already had debt problems even well before, you know, I think we've always had debt, really. Our economy's always kind of been shit. But our economy really isn't shit, though, because the US dollar is still #1 in the world, even though it kind of doesn't exist. Because technically, we just print more dollars to pay for the, you know, our entire economy is a Ponzi scheme. But nobody can hold us accountable because we're the United States of America, so nobody can be like, hey, USA, pay us our debt. You need to pay us what we're owed. Nobody can say that to us, because we'll just laugh at you. Like, what are you going to do about it? Yeah, we're in debt, but we don't got to fucking pay it. Where you been? Yes, we have to pay it, but no, we really don't, because we're the US. It's like, yes, we're in debt, but we're not really in debt, because we have still the greatest military on Earth. Nobody's ever going to enforce that debt upon us, so good luck. But we just keep borrowing more money to pay off the previous debt, and then we borrow more money to pay off that debt, then we borrow more money to pay off that debt. Literally, our entire economy is a fucking Ponzi scheme-o. Like, it's just, it'll never stop, because, yeah. We just need to have a complete debt reset, though. We just gotta announce to the entire world and everybody that, sorry, we're debt-free. We're resetting our debt to 0. Have fun. Sorry, everybody else. That would actually, I think, cause the entire economy to collapse in the entire world, doing that. Because even though we're in debt, we still do pay all these other nations and shit, so that would literally That would not go good. We just stopped paying everybody and just said, ah, we're good. Fuck y'all. That would have horrible consequences. Nations would stop trading with us. It would cripple our economy to the point where we'd be fucked. One day I wonder if every nation on Earth will be like, we're just going to stop trading with the USA. That would literally, I think, end our entire economy pretty much. It'd be GG. We'd be forced to completely get rid of all of our ships and our military, cut back everything. It would be, yeah. It'd be like 1800s America right there. Just factory reset us. Hey, Coddington. Hey, Perlis. Japan is not that great at all. It is a pretty great nation. I mean, no nation is great. You could say that about the USA. Technically, America's not that great of a nation. We've got a shitload of problems. But in the grand scheme of things, our ideals are, like, the best. Straight up. We're not just the greatest, though, at, like, actually acting on our ideals, right? We believe in liberty and the pursuit of happiness, and we believe in all these things, but we're not very good at actually, you know, we're not good at making those things come to fruition, right? Like, our healthcare system sucks cock. Even though it kind of doesn't, because technically everybody's healthcare system sucks cock. They have free healthcare, but it's not really the best healthcare that they get for it. You have to wait just to get seen and all that. Here in the US, yeah, it kind of sucks, but at least you get seen right away. You can actually get healthcare right on the spot mostly. And you got some of the world's renowned physicians and doctors, right? We have some great people here. We do a lot of research into medical stuff. It's just expensive. That's the only downside.
Good luck, everyone. Let's give them a hard time.
Well, no nation is technically great. All nations have flaws and shit. But then there's just some nations who are flawed in too many ways where they're just a shithole, like Iran. What is good that comes out of Iran? Can any of you guys think of anything good that comes out of Iran? I can't, bro. That nation just... all they're good at is fighting. They just like fucking fighting everybody. They're like the little tiny Italian kid at school that just runs up on everybody and just starts fucking wanting to fight them. You want to fight, man? You want to fight? And they get their asses kicked every time. But they always come back up. They have the fucking spirit of a goddamn... I don't know. They're crazy. They get their asses beat every time, but they get right back up and they keep finding some other motherfucker to fight. They're just annoying, right? They're not really a huge threat. They're just annoying as fuck. Where they tick at you, and they tick at you, and they tick at you. They're like a gnat. And they fuck with you. That's Iran in a nutshell. But they actually do kill people too. So, I mean, they're not just like a gnat. They actually straight up... If you let them, they will suck the life out of your nation. And kill your people, if they could. That's Iran. Oil? Well, of course they have oil. It's the Middle East. That whole desert's filled with oil over there. Aside from oil, though, and shit like that, what good comes out of Iran? There ain't no, like... there's just nothing, bro. Their ideals suck. Horribly. Miserably. The worst ideals man has ever known.
We've been spotted. That's how it's
Their women used to be smoke shows, and inbreeding ruined them all. Oh boy. Never heard about that. I know Iran used to be a great nation. Hell, they had like malls and shit, and like they started having Burger Kings type stuff. And then the revolution happened, and that stopped being a thing. Women were able to walk around and actually like not have to cover their faces before like the 70s. Back when they had a Shah, a king. Yeah, their king was corrupt a bit. What leader isn't corrupt? But at least they had more freedom. I don't even think they realized how good they had it. The Iranian people had it so good back then that they were like, the littlest things would piss them off, and they would literally overthrow their entire government for a shittier one that would actually completely ruin everything for them. It's kind of crazy. So it's kind of the Iranian people's fault in the first place, why they're in that position. Kinda, sorta, ish. Not all of their fault, but a lot of is their fault. They're the ones that just had to overthrow their government to put an absolute worse one in. Dumbasses. But that's probably that inbreeding that the Scoops was talking about. So they're kind of stupid brain in some regards. Acting like America is any better right now. I mean, we're all fat, not all of us, but we have a big obesity problem here and shit, and we like to eat. But we have a lot of good problems though. Like, our problems aren't really like terrible. They're problems that can be quickly fixed, like just some self-control issues. And our education system isn't the greatest, but at least we have an education system, sort of, right? We have public schools and all that shit. Some nations don't get that luxury. They just get fucking propaganda schools and shit like that. At least we actually have something, right? The government is terrible in America? It depends. Not all of the government is. There's some good folks. There's some good folks in Washington. But it depends what level you're talking about. Because at the state level and at the town level, and I mean, you got some good folks on some city councils and shit getting stuff done. Infrastructure in the USA is amazing in a lot of areas. Yeah, we got our pothole problems, but a lot of our problems are like problems that can be fixed pretty easily. It just requires a decent person in office, that's it. And boom, shit gets done. But other than that, yeah, I'd say the only problem with our government is some of the people. Some of the people just suck. Other than that, though, our actual way of doing things, it's pretty good. We have a lot of checks and balances in place that, you know, stop stuff like what's happening in Iran. Technically, our fucking leaders can't just go on a killing spree and round up its own people and kill 50,000 of them because they don't support their regime. You can't do that here in America. We all have acts in Congress. We have stuff go through the House, the Senate. We have a president. Our government is actually very good. It's just some of the people suck. Yeah, and also we have sports, man. We got some of the most talented people in the entire world here in the United States. We may be a bunch of fatties, but America sure fucking produces a lot of fucking ripped people too. And some really successful people. And the greatest thing about that is a lot of these successful people don't have to really fully answer to the government. They can work and they can get successful and, you know, not have it all just completely taken away by the government. Everybody has an equal shot in life. It just depends how you use your shot, how you aim it. There's ICE rounding up people. That's not true. They're rounding up illegals, illegal immigrants, people who shouldn't be here. And they're not rounding up U.S. citizens, and if they are, it's by mistake. It's never on purpose. ICE isn't deliberately going out, just rounding up citizens and sending them out of the country. And if they do that, it's by accident. It's quite literally true. I don't buy it. Because it hasn't happened anywhere near me, hasn't happened anywhere around me, haven't seen any big articles about it. I just see a bunch of bullshit from CNN with no evidence backing it. That's where you're getting your information from, most likely, is your left-wing media sources that constantly push out everything that makes our current administration look bad. It's a bunch of propaganda that you're falling for, pretty much. Because I can tell you right now, Donald Trump, his whole policy right now for ICE, his direction for immigration customs enforcement is to deport all illegal immigrants that are in this country. He did not tell them to go and round up Americans. He ran on the platform of deporting all of the illegal immigrants who are in our country right now that came in during the 2016 through 2023-ish, 4-ish times. Still doing it. There's millions and millions of undocumented illegal immigrants who are in the country who came in here without a proper port of entry, and they should not be here because, again, they are illegally in the country. They don't have the paperwork to be here. They should not be here. They aren't contributing to our economy. They aren't helping anybody in the long term. They're just here sucking off of the United States' money and our resources so they can have a free fucking ride, essentially, here. And that isn't how the United States works. We like immigrants. Legal immigrants who want to come into the United States of America to contribute to the economy and make our country greater. All the while, they can also benefit from that as well. That is how our country has always has worked. The United States has been a nation that has been built on legal immigration. We would not be a country without legal immigration, right? We're all immigrants in one way or another, but we're all legal immigrants. We all came into the United States the legal right way. We all came in either through Ellis Island, through ports of entry. We all had documents. And if we didn't, we would go in the right way. We would come in, and then we would come into the country when we got in, and we would work. We would contribute to the economy. We would eventually, hopefully, get somewhere to live, buy a house, live the American dream, and work our way to American citizenship. The problem is, in the United States right now, that has been, in a lot of ways, completely thrown out the door. Not all, I'm not saying all immigrants here are bad. A lot of them actually do contribute to the economy and do want to work, and they do want to make this country great, all the while boosting themselves up and having a shot that we all have. But a lot of them, too, come here, and they cause problems. They don't want to work. They don't want to contribute. They just want to take, and they want to suck everything out of this country that benefits them. And hell, they'll even go as far as to break the laws and that we have in place. They'll try to go kill people, rob people. Those are the real bad ones that come into our country too. All because they came in the wrong way. And we want to get them out. We want to throw them out of our country because they should not be here. But the ones who actually do want to work and do things, right, and contribute to our economy like everybody else, we want to keep them here for the most part. There's a lot of self-reports that you can do as an illegal immigrant if you're actually a contributing member of the society here in the United States, where you can actually say, hey, I turn myself in and I'm willing to come in the right way, and we'll usually provide you a way of coming back into the United States to actually, you know, if you really are on the whole thing of I want to be a U.S. citizen, and you can come back in and actually work for it and get there. I know a lot of people who come into my shop who were illegal immigrants at one point, because there's a lot of them up here, as far as up here up north in Michigan. There's actually quite a few who come up here, and they shouldn't have been here, but a lot of these local areas, a lot of these businesses would actually help them with the government, with the Secretary of State office. They would actually help them get legalized because they actually wanted to work. They wanted to contribute. They would get them legalized. They would get them their green cards or their work permits, and they would actually help them work. That's what we want. We want them to do it the right way. We don't want them to just come in here and just live here and just suck off our shit. That's the whole problem we're having. So there you go. Yeah, Trump is not against immigration. He's against illegal immigration. He wants everybody to come in the right way. And some ICE agents make mistakes, and they do things that they're not supposed to, because that's what all cops do. They are police officers at the end of the day. They're federal agents. Whether they're highly trained or not, they all make mistakes here and there. And they should all be held accountable too. When they make mistakes, they should be held accountable. But the fact that some people try to make it out to be where they think that ICE is deliberately trying to round up American citizens and trying to round up just everybody, and legal immigrants, illegal immigrants, all of them, is false. They have been ordered by not just the president, but they've also been ordered by the Secretary of State and the Director of Homeland Security. They have all been ordered to do it the right way. And sometimes they make mistakes. It happens all the time. Because humans are flawed individuals. We all make mistakes. Yeah, that would be true until there's that ICE is still deporting people. Yeah, I don't buy it. Yeah. No. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. And a lot of the people who have been shot, U.S. citizens, are ones who are interfering as well. Ignore the facts. That's not facts. Those are just statements. You're not giving any facts whatsoever. Give me one instance, okay? Give me one instance of a U.S. citizen that has been deported. Name one right now. Because I don't know any right now. There hasn't been any main stories that have been out. Name one U.S. citizen that has been deported. It is facts, though. I mean, in your interpretation, it's facts, but it's not. They're just statements. They're statements that are backed by your biases, your leftist biases, pretty much. I have some bias too, but I can actually separate my biases from my beliefs. Yeah, he feels he's right. It's all about identity politics with a lot of these folks. They feel they're right, but they're usually not. And just like the one lady that was shot, that one lady who was shot by an ICE agent, right? Yeah, he was a citizen of El Salvador. Was not a U.S. citizen. And he was deported. And if he wants to appeal that, he can, and he can try to find another way into our into our country.
Problem gelöst. Attention. Reporting the target position.
Yeah, he wasn't even a citizen of the United States, so he was illegal. And the Supreme Court could say it was illegal, but it wasn't. The bottom line, he was illegally here. He wasn't even a citizen. Should have been deported. So, there you go. And some people are under the interpretation that if they're given a green card or something, that they're all of a sudden legal. You also have to abide by our rules as well and our regulations. The second you do that, you no longer have the privilege of living here. At the end of the day, if you're not a U.S. citizen and you're just here visiting, because that's what you are when you have a green card, when you have a worker's permit, you are here visiting. You are not a citizen. You do not have the same rights. You do not have the same liberties. You do not have the same expectations of whatever. You just don't. And at any point, the Secretary of State can say, I'm going to revoke your shit and you're going to be gone. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. When you're visiting, you can be thrown out just as fast. Even if he wasn't an illegal citizen, he was illegally deported. That doesn't make any sense. He was illegally here, therefore he was breaking the law, and therefore he was deported. And whoever says it was a illegal deportation is completely wrong. Whether it was a federal judge or whoever ruled it, it was completely a wrong ruling. Wasn't illegal. Anybody can say it was illegal. It was an illegal deportation. Okay, good for you. But the law says it wasn't. At the bottom of the, you know, at the bottom fine line here of the law is he was here illegally, and therefore, at any point, the United States reserves the right to send him away. Because he was here when he shouldn't have been. Doesn't matter. Just because you are here visiting doesn't mean you can just get to stay all the time. You can at any point be sent back. Okay, so let me put it this way, Pearl is sharp. So if there's a person in the United States, okay, if there is a person in the United States that is here and they do not possess legal documentation, they do not have at all, they are not a US citizen. Should they be here? Okay, should they be here? And let me put it this way too. I'll even go the extra mile. Let's say they don't do anything for our economy. They don't work. They don't contribute. Should they still be here? Should they be given the right to stay in this country? It's a citizen of another country. They were never born here. They're not a US citizen. They don't work. They don't do anything to contribute. They just sit there wherever and they just suck off our economy. Should they be given the right to stay here? Because if you answer this to me, depending on your answer, I'll know whether to keep this argument going. They don't do anything for our economy. They just sit around and they don't do fuck all. They just collect payments or something. They get money from their friends or something like that. They don't do nothing for our economy. Should they be able to stay here? Honestly, it's for anybody out there. Should they? Everybody, should they be able to stay here? Told that they should be working, right? But let's say they don't want to work. They don't want to listen. They can't even understand English. They just don't care. Or let's say even we offer them a translator. Yes, because the government doesn't discriminate based on whether you work or not. Oh, Lord have mercy. So what do I think about Indiana? I think tier 8. So, yeah, I'm just gonna veer off now from this because it's just running circles. These people never ever agree at all. They just think this administration is out for everybody, and they think that, again, they think Trump's out to just deport everybody, I guess. So, yep. They can't accept the simple fact that people make mistakes sometimes. Yeah, tier 8. I don't really care then as much. I probably won't play Indiana as much. Because tier 8s are tier 8s, and I don't like tier 8s. I might play it a little bit, but if it's not anything special, I really don't care much. Hell, I don't even play the Massachusetts that much anymore, or the Alabama.
Torpille à bâbord.
Cambridge? What is the Cambridge? That's supposed to be a cruiser? Tier 8 heavy cruiser? Ugh. How many 6-inch guns? Oh, with 6 guns. Not 6-inch guns, just 6 guns. Okay. I'm not interested. Then.
Problème résolu, chef.
Tourelle principale sérieusement endommagée.
Missouri, nice. Yeah, this carrier has it out for me. I mean, this whole team has it out for me. I am in the middle of the map, so that's kind of what happens. You just get focused. I'm gonna take all 3 on the bow here. Look at that. Nope, just 2.
Reste dans la coque. L'eau s'infiltre rapidement.
Alright. Done playing battleships for the rest of the stream, probably. This shit's bad. But bad is in the battleship name. You know, B-A-T-T, bat. They're bad. They're bad old ships. Get it? Haha. Okay. Losing the debate? Nah, bro. I'm just not going to continue arguing, running laps. We don't agree. So, I'm not going to continue. When there's no shot of coming to an agreement, I'm not going to continue wasting my time arguing. You have a different take. I have a different take. I think that anybody who's here illegally, when they're not here, I actually have a more radical belief than Trump does. Trump wants to give a lot of these people a shot. I'm almost on the level of where I want them all out. All these bitches out. They are either coming the right way or the highway. Not our highway, their highway back to their fucking house in their own country. I'm on that level. Then there's some people who are just okay with it. Whatever law they can come up with, constitutional thing they can come up with, whatever. I'm completely against it. So I'm never going to come to any level of agreement. When you're here illegally, I want you gone. There ain't no fucking ifs, ands, or buts about it. I want to play the Prvorny. Where is it? So yeah, we just have different opinions. So there's no point in arguing and having a debate over a difference in opinion. That makes no fucking sense because we have different opinions. So there's no fucking point in arguing over it because we'll never change each other's opinions. Fuck that shit. And you interpret things differently, I interpret things differently as well. You think ICE is out to round up a bunch of people? I don't think that. I think that happens because they make mistakes. Because a lot of them don't receive proper training and whatnot. So, it happens. Mistakes fucking happen. Believe it or not. It's part of human nature. The purpose of ICE is to deport illegals. That is the purpose. And some of them stray away from that purpose. And they make ICE look bad. It's unfortunate. But it is what it is.
Achtung, unterstützt das verbündete Ziel.
And people think Trump was bad, by the way. I keep it going. I can't stop. But people think Trump was bad at deporting. Look what Obama did. Obama deported way more people than fucking Trump ever did. Nobody talks about that. I mean, then again, they also did kind of count, like, every turn away at the border, too. So, I don't know how accurate those numbers really are, but Democrats used to have a strong stance on the borders. Very, very strong. Almost more strong than Republicans. Actually, Democrats used to be more Republican in their ideals. About the 90s. It's probably the 2000s when they started to change, when social media really started to ramp up. Democrats completely flip-flopped in a lot of their ideals. They became fucking nuts in a lot of ways. It's kind of sad. A lot of them don't value God anymore. They don't value they don't value life because they like abortions. They're okay with that. And they try to guise it under, it's my body, my choice type mentality, when it's not that case. And they all are for transgender operations, and they're all for everybody having, it's all bad, bro. The most craziest shit ever. It is against nature and everything to be that way, in my opinion. And we, as the government should not have a stance on it. I think everything should be the way it was before, but the government stance should remain the same on crimes against nature. Because in the eyes of God, that is an absolute abomination. Jesus said himself, man on man, woman on woman will always be an abomination in the eyes of God. That is completely against nature right there. And I agree. I mean, hell, there's even in our laws and our penal codes, crimes against nature, sodomy, one of them. We just do that shit on a fucking Saturday night. It's just culturally okay now. When that is not supposed to be the case. Just because some apes do it, or some fucking cows do it, or whatever, just doesn't mean humans should be able to do it. We are much more different. Well, the worst thing about a lot of these Democrats is they use God as a tool to swing votes. I mean, I'm not saying Republicans don't do that either. They do. I don't think Trump believes in God. He acts like he doesn't. But I think he uses it as a tool, just like all of them politicians do. A lot of them. God is just kind of out in Washington these days. And Kamala Harris just straight up told some Christians at one of her rallies that they're not welcome here. Go to the other rally down the street. She was referring to Trump's rally, I believe. I mean, Democrats are just openly usually not believers in God. Most of them aren't. They're just falling out, which is kind of crazy because Southern Democrats in particular used to be huge believers in God, even though they had a majority of the slave population. But yeah, they used to be staunch religionists. Like pre-Civil War, after Civil War, Southern Democrats and their churches and everything. Super staunch religionists. And then they just kind of like falling out. There needs to be like a study done. I don't know.
Feuer auf festgelegtes Ziel konzentrieren.
Yep. Like it is our motto, you know, we are one nation under God. I don't care what anybody says. The second we take God out of everything, it's no longer a nation under God. And I'm not talking about any other gods, right? There's only one God. And all of our founding fathers, not all of them, but most of them all believed in the same God, and that is the Christian God, Jesus Christ, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. That God, that is the God that pretty much kept everybody going back in the olden days. You think religion's crazy now? Back then, 16, 15, 1400s, all those people had was Jesus in church. That was it. That and like a lot of like sexual immorality and shit, because they didn't have the internet. They didn't have porn. They didn't have none of that. They didn't have casinos. I mean, they had some. Like, they went to taverns and shit. But, man, they didn't have a lot of this shit to vent on. The only shit they had was each other, God, and some other stuff that we have. But that was it. So they took religion way more seriously back in the day. And now it's just not taken as seriously anymore. Our phones and shit, and our Xboxes, and our computers, and all of our materialistic things are kind of our own gods now, and I'm even guilty of it. We all put that shit above it. Hell, we even put it above ourselves. We put it above people. It shouldn't be that way. But it is.
All stations.
I guess I'll open up. Yeah, when you take God out of the equation, good, evil, justice just doesn't matter anymore. What's the point of it all? Yeah. Without God, there's anarchy. Because where does the word evil come from? It comes from, actually, the Bible. It comes from God. It comes from religion. Good and evil all drive from some forms of religion. People always have the urge to be good. People always have the, always usually feel bad about doing bad things. Morality itself comes from some belief in God. Even if you say with your mouth you don't believe in God, you do somewhere in your heart. Everybody does. Because we all come from the same sort of thing. Whether we like to admit it or not. We all have an itch for something more. No job, no amount of money, nothing in this world that is physically here will ever fully fulfill you. There's always an itch for something more. Everybody has it. Everybody tries to find that itch with sex, with drugs, with alcohol, with video games, with addictions, anything. Nothing will ever fill that void. The only thing that fills that void is the peace in knowing that God exists. That's the only thing. It's the only thing that makes you feel whole. It's the only thing that gives you complete assurance and what do you call it? Security, knowing that you'll be okay in the end. So long as you believe. Otherwise, you'll just be searching your whole life. You'll be living for yourself your whole life. You'll never fully feel full. And if you do, you're lying to yourself. The only thing you're full of is shit and sin. You're filled with stuff that comes straight from the devil. It's the lie that the devil gives a lot of people who think that way. Like, oh, my life's great. I don't need no God. I am my own God. My life's great. I've got all the money. I've got all the things I could ever want. I don't need a God. Heck, I am God. And then one day you'll die. All of everything you've ever had in life will not matter. Heck of a lot of it's going to get sold from your kids if you have any. A lot of it's just going to be thrown away. You're going to lose your house probably. Your kids might take your house. They might destroy it. They might even sell it. Nothing you have will ever matter. Nothing. Nothing in life matters. Your cars, nothing. All that matters is your faith. All we have. Every day, faith. Faith is everything. And even if you don't have faith in God, you have faith in other things. You have faith that you're not going to die in a car wreck. Every time you walk out the door, there's a chance that you could trip and fall and break your head open. But you have faith that that won't happen. Whether you call it faith or not, there's faith. It's faith. Everything's faith in life. Faith, 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 faith. Only if people would take that same faith that they have in life and apply it to believing in Jesus. In God. But they don't. They use that faith. They use it at the casinos. They use that faith. They apply it at jobs, hoping that I hope I can get through this day. I hope I can just. You hope for all these things, and hope is faith. Faith is hope. And we all use it for the wrong fucking things. When you should use a bit of that faith for God. So yeah, you'll never believe in God if you don't have faith in Him. You don't actually commit to it. Nothing I can say, nothing I can do, no amount of evidence will ever change someone's mind. There's a lot of atheists out there, there's a lot of agnostics out there who will say, where's the evidence of God? And I could give them all of the evidence in the world. They will never, ever believe in it. I could literally perform a miracle right in front of them. God could give me the power right now to perform a miracle, and it would still never work for these people. Because they just say, that's just luck or something. That's, I don't know. They'll deliberate. They'll try to come up with some scientific something to disprove that miracle. God knows the Pharisees did it. They did it all the time. Jesus would, right in front of their very eyes, a leper, completely fucked, basically. His skin fucked, everything about him. Completely just, nobody wants to touch him. Everybody's known that person's been a leper their whole life. Jesus heals him. Right in front of everybody. Everybody goes, tells everybody about it. The Pharisees still don't believe in him. And actually, they go the extra mile, and they'll even say, since it was on, I don't know, a Sunday, it was on the Lord's Sabbath day, that it was actually a crime to heal on Sabbath. Therefore, Jesus would actually be getting in trouble then, right? Crazy. And Jesus did all sorts of miracles, and there's hundreds and hundreds of witnesses who encountered it. There's no amount of, there's no other religion that has way more documentation than the Christian religion in terms of everything. All you have to do is go look it up. Look up the 500 witnesses. You can go backtrack it way back. It goes all the way back. Because the Greeks kept it documented. The Romans did. There's Roman eyewitness accounts and everything. It's the most unbelievable story imaginable. And it's all true. That's the greatest part about it. Heck, even the personal journals of Nicodemus, which was at the time one of the main leading figures in the Jewish faith, that was Judaism. He was a huge deal. And at that time, basically, the religious leaders were basically all scientists as well. They all believed in earthly things and godly things, and they used both at the same time. But anyway, even he was like, this has to be the Son of God, because the shit he was doing was insane. No other person could do it. In the Gospels of Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John, they all fucking, on so many different accounts, constantly reported Jesus doing some of the most amazing things. And all the while he was doing all these things, he was preaching some of the most unheard of topics ever. No human ever in history preached the stuff that Jesus preached. No other person. Jesus was literally all about peace, love, forgiveness, turning your cheek. If you get hit on the right cheek, turn your cheek, get hit on the left. If you even think about sexual anything with a woman, you're committing adultery in your heart. Stuff that was unheard of at the time. Even just thinking about your brother angrily, getting mad at somebody, you're committing murder in your heart. Getting super angry at somebody. To the point where you clench your fists and you want to hit them. You're committing murder in your heart. Some great stuff. And all the while he backed it up by performing plenty of miracles. One of his first was turning water into fucking wine. Crazy. Walking on water in the Sea of Galilee. Healing lepers. Hearing the blind. Turning a few pieces of bread into 5,000 pieces of bread to feed the 5,000 during his sermon on the Mount. He just did it all, bro. Even if it's something you don't buy, it's still an amazing story to believe in. I have faith. That's all I need. That's all he ever wanted. Not even Jesus' apostles had faith. A lot of them didn't. A lot of them broke away, and they're like, oh, how could you be the Son of God if you won't even free us from Rome? You won't even fight. Jesus wasn't coming to free the Israelites from the oppression from the Roman Empire. No, they were coming to free them from sin spiritually. Not just them either. Free everybody from it.
Concentreer vuur op het doelwit.
And Jesus said, if you have faith in him, if you believe in him, if you believe in God with all your heart and soul, that you will be saved. You will join him in paradise.
Attention, cible repérée à cette position.
But every day is a battle to keep the faith. Never lose it if you have it.
À tous les bâtiments. Demande d'appeler feu.
Oh yeah, we're weak without God. 100%. All the strength we get is because of him. Sure, you got a lot of strength right now. You can have all the physical strength in the world, but you'll eventually lose your mental strength. That will cause you to lose your physical strength as well. But he gives you the strength to get through every day. He keeps you safe. And at any point, he could say, I think my plan's done with you. He could snatch you just as fast as he took you into this world.
Commandante, vuurondersteuning verzocht.
Yep, our God is the God of love, mercy, compassion, forgiveness, but he's also the God of justice and wrath, too. People forget about that. The Christian God isn't just a weak God. He's also a... Yep, he is also a God that has shown that you fuck with him, he will punish. Especially those who have hearts of stone, who don't change.
Concentreer vuur op
They're
het
evil.
vijandelijke oorlogsschip.
Yeah, but it's not the first time he's ever... Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Theoretically, what qualities does Jesus possess to make him worthy of bowing to him for your life? What qualities? What qualities? He's the Son of God. It's the only qualities he needs. He's the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, author of salvation. Nothing is possible without him. And I have complete faith in him. I don't care. And what makes him worthy? All the miracles he performed, all the things he's done and said. And it all makes sense. It all adds up. Everything we want in life, it all derives from a lot of what he talks about. The greatest speaker the world has ever known. For a reason. And then when all that happened, all of the miracles he performed, when that was all said and done, he did all those miracles to try to get as many people to believe in him as possible. Right? And then when he was brought up for crucifixion, he died on the cross and then rose 3 days later. Rose from the dead 3 days later. And he was seen at multiple different locations from 500 separate witnesses. All female witnesses, by the way. And back then, female witnesses were not really taken as witnesses, because, you know, females, they didn't have the same rights, really, as men did back then. Their stories weren't really seen as truth. But all these people had nothing really going for them. They all had nothing in life. So why would they make up lies like that? And then on top of that, all of the people that would constantly go out in the world and spread the good news, that is, the Gospels of Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John, and all of them, they all did that for what? They didn't get no money out of it. They did it because of their faith in him. The promises that he offered. That's why I believe in him. That's why I would bow to him right now. I would be forced to bow to him when he comes back. Everybody will bow if you're still here. All knees will bow when he returns. Because it says so in Revelations.
Быстро набираем воду.
Whether we like to admit it or not.
Неполадки устранены.
I'm not exactly an expert on, like, all the eyewitness stuff, but it's all out there. You can do your research. Scientists have tried to disprove Jesus Christ, and they have tried to disprove all of that. And what ends up happening to a lot of them is they come to nothing but dead ends, because they can never disprove the shit. There's so many documentations of everything, from literal names of people and hundreds of thousands of witnesses of everything that happened. People that would literally give their entire lives up to follow this man. And it wasn't even a cult, because they didn't kill each other or anything like that. They didn't do, like, blood rituals. It was all love. It was all compassion. It was everything we want in life and more some. They all gave up their entire lives to follow him. All documented. And you shouldn't even need the evidence. Just the sounds of it should make you want to give it a shot. That's the thing. Because my belief, I have nothing but good comes out of it. Nothing but good. Sure, there's evil in the world, but that's just the way it is. Evil has always been around since Adam and Eve took the first bite out of the tree of knowledge. Humans are curious people. We always do the stupid things. There's a red button, there's a green button. We always hit the fucking red button. Because humans, at our core, are imperfect. We always make the stupid decisions. We're always curious. What does this do? What does that do? I want that thing. I want this thing. But that's because God gave us free will. I know. Y'all heard it before. Free will. He gave us the free will to do things. But he also gave us rules. Rules that will keep us in line, not make us complete and utter animals like the rest. God made us special. God gave us the knowledge of good and evil. He gave us everything we needed, and we still fucking took that and rebelled. We basically abused our free will. Kind of crazy. If nothing but good comes out of it, why is it encouraged to put your friends or neighbors that practice homosexuality under scrutiny? Because it's... So those people who... Hold on. Nothing but good comes out of it. Why is it encouraged to put your friends or neighbors that practice homosexuality under scrutiny? So... It's good because... Number one, hold on, I'm in the middle of like a fight of my life right now. Turn the fucking turrets. Yeah, you're separating two things, because, hold on. Those are people that are committing sins, right? So they deserve our scrutiny. They're not just committing, like, sins, though. They're committing the worst of sins. Some of the worst. Which Jesus said himself. It's the only sin, I think, that he said was an abomination. He didn't even say that it was a forgivable sin. Homosexuality and all that is an abomination. It's a very, very, very wrong sin. And it is forgivable. Because it falls under the same thing as sexual immorality. And we as Christians should hope that those people change. Right? We should not at all make them feel like that's okay, because it's not. It says very clearly that in the Bible, sexual relations between a man and a woman and a woman is clearly wrong. You should not be doing that. Those who reaffirm them and say it's okay to do that, they're completely wrong. But there's also those homosexuals out there, and those, you know, transgender people out there and all that, who act in that way, and they completely throw out any hope of them changing. They don't care to change. They're like, oh, I'm gay. So does that mean I'm welcome? Sure. But you have to be willing to change. Because your faith in Jesus Christ should give you the conviction and the will to change. Otherwise, you're no different than, what was it? Pharaoh, the heart of stone. That man was a sinner. He would never change. Nothing would ever change him. Your conviction and your belief in God should drive you to change. But if you never do, then you should not be welcome. You know, just like people who drink a lot. If you're causing other people to be very uncomfortable because you're never going to change, you're not changing at all, right? You're not willing to give it up, basically. You're not willing to let people help you and give up your ways to change for the better, then you're basically wasting our resources to be helping other people. That's the way I see it. Now, homosexuals who are willing to change, welcome on in. But if you're just going to church while being an open homosexual or whatever, and you're not willing to change your ways at all, then you're not welcome, because at that point you're evil in some regard. Because you're just embracing sin. You're okay with it. You're affirming it, and that's not okay. But then there's people with addiction problems, with alcohol, and they are willing to change. They want to stop. So they need to keep coming to church because they're willing to change. But the people who don't, no, absolutely not. Until they are ready to change, they do not have a place in church at all. Because that way of life is completely wrong in the eyes of God. One of those sins. It's a sin like all other sins, and it's a sin that can be mended. You can change, but you have to be willing to change. If you're not, then why would you, what's the point then? You'll never be entered, most likely, into the kingdom of heaven. But doesn't Jesus love everyone? Of course he does. He loves those sinners. Believe it or not, he loves you too. God loves everybody, even the worst of sinners, even murderers, right? The people who've done the worst things, God loves them. But they have to also be willing to welcome God into their heart. If they never welcome them, and if they never know Jesus, because Jesus knows them. Jesus every single day is trying to get into everybody. The Holy Spirit is something that derives from Jesus. When Jesus died on the cross, and when he rose from the dead, he told his disciples, everybody, he told the whole world practically, lots of people, that do not worry, the Holy Spirit will be with you in my time of absence. When I return, in the meantime, basically, the Holy Spirit's going to be working. The Holy Spirit is working every day to try to get into people's hearts. He's trying to work in me even. He's trying to work in you. He's trying to work in everybody. The Holy Spirit is working every single day to try to get everybody to believe in Jesus and to heed the good word. But there's some people that don't. They do not want it. They refuse it. Even the little itchings, like they're like, oh, what if this God is real? Then they immediately suppress it. Again, that's the devil working. It's constantly a battle. But yeah, to answer your question, Jesus loves everybody. Jesus loves everybody. But he can't get to them because, again, they just do not want to accept him. They don't love him back. So how can Jesus save you? Jesus cannot save you if you never knew him. If you have never given your time, if you've never actually received the Holy Spirit, and if you've never actually, everybody has received it at one point. You're receiving it right now just by listening to me. But if you've never actually heeded the good word of the Holy Spirit, and if you've never actually listened to it, and taken the time and let it actually work in you, and actually submit, and for once in your life, pray and turn your life to Jesus and actually take it all in, you can't. You'll never get it. You'll go up to heaven and he'll basically tell you, I never knew you. I gave you all these shots. I gave you the Holy Spirit tried to get into you so many times, but you constantly turned him away. So it's your fault, practically. It's not Jesus' fault. Jesus loves everybody. Jesus loves the sinners, and he's always trying to get the Holy Spirit out there to try to get into their hearts to save them and to see the light. And a lot of people just don't. They don't do it. They don't accept it. They turn it away. I did it for a long time. And even if you do, let's say you do accept the Holy Spirit, and you do become a believer in God and all that, your life's not going to immediately get better. It's just going to be the same, but you're just going to have a new, different take on things. Like, you're not magically going to start speaking to God, right? It doesn't work that way. It's all faith. Everything's faith-based. And I would much rather die believing and hoping there's a chance that I can go to a place called heaven than dying and believing in nothing and going nowhere. That's just me. But yeah. Jesus does love everybody. God loves everybody. He's trying every day to get into everybody's hearts and souls. But it's us, at the end of the day, that have to accept it. If we don't accept it, if we don't welcome him in, we don't open the door, then good luck. You're never going to receive his love. What does bomb Iran means? It means recently a bomb Iran happened. Again. Iran's getting missiled at. Again. Because of course. Of course it is. It's almost like... I think peace didn't even last 12 days before we started popping shots off again. Last question, do you think millennials and Gen Z are the least religious generations? A lot of them are turning to God, me included. But I would say so. I don't know if they're the least religious. I just think that they're the most... It's hard. I think it's hardest for them in a lot of ways. Because we have so much temptation in this world right now. It is so hard to believe in God, given the current situation in the world. We've got all these great things that blind us from it. We are our own gods, like I said before. We all act like we're our own gods. We all do stupid shit all the time, and we're just like, it's okay. I only live once, let's go. And we just all act like our own gods. So we never really heed the good word. But at the same time, though, there's a lot of people who actually do heed the good word. And they do actually end up believing in it. There's so much, like, a lot of the stuff, there's a lot of bad on technology, like on the internet, but there's a lot of good that can come out of it. Because you got so much, you got so many influencers out there that push out a lot of, you know, the gospels and all that. It's great. It's actually a really good time to be currently growing up in this day and age. Because, yeah, it's never been more easier to hear about the good word. But at the same time, sometimes it's too easy to where it gets annoying. It's like, oh, great, another Christian ad. So you don't really listen to it. Unfortunately. And you just kind of brush it off. But...
Smoke generator started.
Alabama bee. You don't see that thing very often. I know there's a BB right here. I'm probably gonna die because
Smoke screen set.
this dude gonna hurt me real bad. He gonna hurt my giblies.
Союзники, поддержите огнем по указанной цели.
Ow. Oh, it's a Musashi. GG. I'm so dead. Been a pleasure. Israel bombing. Oh my god. Yeah, Israel needs to chill too. Israel has, on so many occasions, like, we have a good ceasefire deal, and then boom, Israel's like, hee-haw, it's fucking Texas season out here, fucking shooting all their shit off. Israel needs to, oh my god. Like Trump said, Trump literally said this a few months ago. Israel and Iran have been fighting for so long that they just don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. That's basically the Middle East in a nutshell right now. They all have been fighting for so long that they just don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. They're just fighters, bro. That's their whole shtick. Fight everything, fling missiles, no such thing as peace. That is literally the Middle East for you right now. That's Israel. It's like, bro, they can't just not, bro. It's so fucking stupid. The USA is in here trying to work something out, and then boom, popping off again. That was such a funny clip though, dude. With Trump saying that shit. Hold on. That they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. I love that. Trump is so based. Whether you hate him or love him, bro, he doesn't hold back. You gotta respect that. He just a year ago. It was already a year ago, dude. Oh, hold on. You guys can't hear it. I love this clip so much. Here we go again.
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too. Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on it. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
It's literally deja vu. A year ago. Here we go again, Israel. Oh, there's a ceasefire agreement? Say less. Here's 500 missiles and some bombs. Bro, Israel needs to chill the fuck out, bro. Maybe we need to fucking fight them. Holy fuck. That'd actually be a bad idea, because they actually know how to fight much better than I think Iran does. Oh, but that's hilarious, I think. Literally deja vu. We have a peace deal, and then wasn't it Israel that started the shots again, bro? Like, they fucking fired shots again. Like, weren't they the fucking ones that broke? I don't even know, bro. They just gotta fuck it all up. Just gotta spoil the fucking bread, don't you? Oh. Peace deal? No thanks. We're just gonna fuck that all up now. Thank you, Israel. The map of Israel the IDF wears on their uniforms includes... I guess. I don't know. I'm not happy with Israel. I have such a... I don't hate Israel and I don't love them, bro. But they're just... They don't know when to not, bro. Like, who fired the first shot in this current, like, engagement? Hold on. Who fired first recently? Break of ceasefire. We need to figure out who fired first. Oh, no, they seized an Iranian ship, didn't they? Or, no, Iran seized the ship, didn't they? In the Hormuz Strait. They did some bullshit there. Okay, hold on. Flare up tensions just a week from signing memorandum. The U.S. launched... Okay, hold on. Signing of a memorandum of understanding intended to start the process of bringing the conflict to a close began Thursday when Iran struck a ship transiting the Strait of Hormuz. So it was actually Iran this time. They struck a ship in the Strait of Hormuz, the U.S. launched retaliatory strikes. By the way, I'm reading this off NBC News. Like, honest reporting from NBC News. Hello? The U.S. launched retaliatory strikes on Friday, accusing Iran of violating the ceasefire agreement. The Pentagon said its Friday strikes were in direct response to Iran's aggression against commercial shipping. It said after the strikes, Iran was given a chance to honor the ceasefire agreement, but elected not to. A statement Saturday said Iran responded by hitting targets linked to the American aggressor forces in the region. Oh, God, bro. What was the ship? Oh, my God. MV Ever Lovely? Oh, Lord. What are we doing, bro? Was hit by an Iranian drone on June 25th, 2026, while transiting a U.S. and UN-backed shipping corridor. Oh, what, hold on. What nation does this ship belong to? They're fucking drones, bro. Where the fuck are they getting all these fucking drones from? Maritime. What the fuck is this ship? Whatever, bro. Underway. Singapore. It's a Chinese ship. They hit one of their own allies' boats. What are we doing? Oh my. They're just retarded. Iran can't help themselves. They're just straight up retarded. Could you imagine if... No, they struck the ship because of... But it's a Chinese ship. Why would they strike a Chinese ship? It's their ally, their quote-unquote ally. So there's some bombing going on in some countries that they're not even a part of. So in response, Iran attacks one of their own allies' ships. What are we doing? That's even more stupid. Oh my. Dude, the amount of brain rot is just... A year ago, Trump was like, they've been fighting for so long, they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. That statement has never been more than true, bro. We got some of the most incompetent fucks over there in government in the Middle East entirely. Just retards. Hey, TRP. Like, dude, oh my... I can't with these fucking Iranians. I can't with a lot of them. Israel's not any better because Israel's always popping shots off, and it's just all bad over there right now. Man. Threaten shipping, that's all they do, bro. That's their only leverage, is that fucking strait. It's so annoying, actually. We just, yeah, we just need to nuke them. Call it a day. Sorry for all the innocent lives that'll have to be lost, but just nuke them. It's gotta happen. We're so sorry, Iranian people, that your government's so retarded. It doesn't help either that you guys yourselves are kind of inbred too, but, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. It's unfortunate. Some people gotta die, but it's war. I mean, at the end of, I mean, technically, at the ground level, the U.S. is kind of responsible for everything because we were the ones who kind of had a whole puppet thing going on in Iran, before the Islamic Revolution happened.
General quarters.
And then they kind of overthrew that regime with an even worse one, and now we're dealing with that. So, yeah, it's just, it's bad, bro. Don't need to kill any more Palestinian civilians. Well, a lot of them have been killed just because the way Hamas fights. Hamas hides under hospitals and shit. So, like, civilian casualties are just gonna happen a lot because of that. Because it's kind of hard to fight an enemy you can't see, so you just gotta kind of guess and fling missiles. I mean, Hamas is doing the same shit. You think Hamas... Actually, their opening attack. What did Hamas do? They immediately killed... They targeted civilians. So, I mean... Game is game. Like, if you're gonna shoot my civilians, I'm gonna shoot your civilians. That's the way I see it. You know, eye for an eye, motherfucker.
Good luck, everyone.
Let's go. War is war. Equal fights, bitch.
Good luck and fezzies.
You shoot me, I shoot you. You shoot my friend, I shoot your friend. You shoot my neighbor down the street, I'll fucking shoot your neighbor down the street. You launch a missile at my school, I'm gonna launch a missile at your school. It's war. Oh, you launch a missile at my hospital, well, I'm gonna fucking launch one at yours. You launch a missile at my military base, I'm gonna launch one at yours and miss narrowly and hit another hospital. What are you gonna do? It's war. The dirty business. Yeah. And by the way, Hamas, I think they're backed by Iran. Because they're an Iranian fucking sleeper, basically. Or they're a terrorist organization that is funded by Iran. Because of course they are. Just typeshit.com. Just such slime fests going on over there. Just the worst of humanity. Like I've been saying. Ugh.
Enemy cruisers sunk.
Yeah, basically all these wars have just devolved into targeting civilians, basically. If a terrorist organization claims to be the nation of Hamas over in the Gaza Strip, and you're targeting my civilians, then I'm gonna start targeting yours too back at you. Oh, you claim to be the sovereign ruler of that area? So therefore, those are your people, right? Well, you've been targeting my people, so game is fucking game. You claim to be some ruler, so I guess we'll fucking see how that works out for you. Yeah. Yep. You ain't just gonna target my people. No fucking way, Jose. I ain't gonna let you. I'm gonna target yours too. Yeah, those people need to get out. I know they can't, but a lot of them can't, but I pray they find ways out. A lot of them have. Jordan, I heard, is a good place. They're just chilling. Jordan, I think, just chills. They're just, like, fucking relaxing while all this is going on, I think. Isn't it Jordan? The Kingdom of Jordan? Yeah. They're literally in between all this. Every day they're like, oh, another missile. Oh, another one. They don't have shooting stars over there in Jordan. They just have missiles. They just watch missiles all day fly over their country. Because they're right in between everything. Jordan is smack right next to fucking Israel. And, yeah. It's kind of funny. But they're independent. They don't do anything in this shit. I don't think they fucking have no... I'm sure they do, but they don't really have a side in this. I don't think they're just taking the long game. Who are they allied with? I don't even know who Jordan is allied with. Jordan's kind of cool. I never hear much bad about them. They seem to have their shit together in some regards. Like, maybe we just got to give all the Middle East over to Jordan. They'll handle it all better. I'm an idiot, by the way, but I just see things super simply. I'm like, I see Jordan just chilling. I'm like, bro, these guys have it figured out. I am in misery. Can't remember if Jordan was part of the coalition wars against Israel or not. I don't know. Oh. Is Jordan neutral? Not officially neutral. Maintaining a delicate stance to protect its own sovereignty and borders. However, this neutrality is better described as a strategic balancing act rather than blah, blah, blah. I'm reading AI, of course, because I don't have the time nor the patience to look at actual shit. So Western and Gulf Alliance. Jordan maintains strong ties with the United States, the UK, and the Gulf nations. Receiving strategic and economic support. See, Jordan has it figured out. Jordan is like, all we need to do is just chill, keep a cool head, not launch any missiles, just chill out, all the while just make some money. You know, build up our own country and side with the U.S. just to get some economic support from them and relax. And that's what Jordan's been doing, I think. Jordan seems to have their head on their fucking shoulders. They're not trying to go around with their head and try to chop off everybody else's heads like they do there. No, Jordan has their head on their shoulders, nice and steady, it seems. I wonder, how's their economy over there in Jordan? Like, what is their, I know they have a king and all that, but sometimes that's a good thing. A good king's a good king. Jordan economy ranking. It's poor. Oh, that's unfortunate. 50 billion. That's their whole GDP. Scarce water resources. Okay. They don't have very good employment either.
I need intelligence data.
Hold on. They got a lot of debt. Oh. It's actually one of the smallest economies in the Middle East. That's sad. Jordan head of state, Abdullah II. Nice. But yeah, sometimes having a king can be a good thing, a good king. But then there's times where having a king can be a bad thing, because he's the king. And a bad king, at the end of the day, is a king, so he has more power, usually, and he can do a lot worse things with that power because he has more power. And if he's a bad king, well, you know. It seems like Jordan's just trying to figure their shit out, though. Let's see. What has Jordan been doing? Jordan is actively navigating severe regional turmoil, no kidding, defending its airspace from Iranian strikes on U.S. military bases. Oh, we have military bases in Jordan, huh? Oh, God. Hosting U.S. and allied forces to counter regional threats and managing the economic and social fallout of the recent conflicts. Simultaneously, the nation completed it in its debut at the expanded 2026 FIFA World Cup. Why is that so funny to me? All this bullshit is happening, and they're just like, oh, let's go participate in the World Cup. You know, fuck it. Yeah. Let's go. Their economy's bad, but that's bound to be that way because they're in the middle of all this shit. They're constantly having to fucking defend themselves from missiles flying over their shit and at our bases there. Foreign policy protest. Jordan continues to press for regional peace frameworks regarding the Palestinian crisis and has managed widespread domestic protests against the Gaza war. Oof. Sports. On the global stage, the Jordanian national football team made their first ever appearance in the expanded FIFA World Cup, playing in the Group J before being eliminated from the tournament. Oh, that's unfortunate. But hey, at least they're trying. Let's go Jordan, though. I'm kind of rooting for Jordan. All these other countries are just slinging it out. I hope Jordan comes out on top. I hope they just find a way. I want them to be the supreme Middle East country. It's kind of racist for me to be even saying this kind of shit. I'm just looking down on these countries. I'm like, who is going to come out on top in the battle royale that is the Middle East? Is Israel going to come out on top? Is Iran just going to conquer everybody? Is fucking I'm just sitting from the sidelines now and just watching this shit. Like, what's going to happen next in the Middle East? Is everybody going to die? Is everybody going to live? What's going to happen next? Okay, come on. Go. You want out? Huh? You want out? Hold on. Syria, oh boy. Syria's they don't do much, do they? Aside from, it just seems like a lot of these Middle East countries, the second they like start thinking about peace, they're like, oh, all right, guys, let's stop fighting. Let's make peace and let's work on our own countries. Let's do some shit. The second that happens, some other fight breaks out and they're back at it again.
Action stations.
Thank you. ありがとね。
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
These salvos are kind of disappointing. Yeah, Syria, yeah. Man, I wish I could see this fucking DD. I have HE loaded, like, but he's in his smoke, and our Chungmu is not aggressive enough. Lord have mercy. I just want a taste. Oh no, I'm just gonna get a taste of water though. That's a Shimatorp. That's gonna fucking hurt. Cause a flood. Yep. Ugh.
Hold below the waterline. We're flooding quickly.
Can you fucking go spot, please?
I need intelligence.
Go
data.
push that fucking smoke screen, my dude. Go. Chungmu.
Problem solved, sir.
向かってるよ。あと少し耐えて。
I hope you take that Torp. Please, take it. Oh my god, he's gonna take it. That's what you get. See, next time, go hunt the DD and you wouldn't die. What an idiot. Oh my god, it's not even worth messaging that retard. Dude refused to go out of his smokescreen to chase the fucking destroyer, and he gets torped by that same destroyer. He probably didn't realize, like, oh no, torpedoes, dead. And he's at tier 8, and he has no idea, like, what the fuck to do. He can't see the fact that there's a DD in the middle. There's nothing stopping him from going out here to spot him. Like, oh my god, dude. I hate some people. I truly do. Oh, fucking AP. Ooh, Teletorps. That's gonna hurt really bad. Love this game, bro. I'm having the time of my life right now. Look at this. Get shot by a fucking Minotaur behind me. Just getting everything. Getting carriered, getting all sorts of stuff. Isn't it fun? I think it's fun. I'm having
Problem solved,
a
sir.
blast.
Target penetrated.
Can't you tell?
Target penetrated.
Holy jeebers. Oh, I can't. I don't have enough time to pop my heal, bro. I have 4 heals and I can't even use them. What the?
All stations requesting.
I love it, dude. I love having fucking a million heals and I can't even fucking use them because the heal reload time is stupid long in this video game. Oh. Come on, cat. Do you want out or not? Oh. Finish this up. He's definitely one of them. One of the dumbest DDs I've ever seen, that's for sure. I mean, he was just sitting there expecting something to happen. I'm like, dude, you're a gunboat. Go fucking out there and fight that dude. But nah, bro was just sitting in his smoke. Expecting, like, me to spot him? Like, dude, I'm a battleship. Hello? What a dingbat. I don't even know what I want to play anymore. How long have I been playing? 2 hours, 30 minutes. Oof. Let me go look at the patch notes. I haven't read the patch notes really. I haven't really skimmed over it. Born to sail free. Huh. Base reload 28 seconds. Secondary is probably gonna be like what you can get in Massachusetts. It has an enhanced secondary targeting consumable. And a sonar. Okay. That's it. No radars or nothing. Okay. Alternative DDs. I don't think I actually did read the thumb notes. Thumb notes, the patch the thumb notes. Yeah, been spotted, blah, 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 blah. Kane, Hughes, Osborne, you'll be able to find them in U.S. Alt destroyer crates, Steel Eagles, blah, 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 which can also drop another ship, the Cambridge. Okay. Yep. You guys were kind of talking about that. USA 250 event. Cool. Is that John Paul Jones or some shit? Or I don't fucking know. Or is that Francis Scott Key? I can't tell who that fucking is. I don't know who that is. He looks familiar. Hmm. A collection. For what, a tier 2, tier 3 premium, huh? The Tracy? No way. Elite Celebration skins. Okay. Thunder Marathon, second stage, Star Trek. Rank battles, war tales continue, balance changes, some. Okay. Fuck is this shit? Event. It's an event. Age of Expansion. Okay. Independium again. More Independium. Pacific Hammer Campaign. Impendium. Lots of Impendium. Ernst Evans. Oh, Stephen Decatur. I know he looked familiar. War of 1812. That's cool. I like these. That dude looks mad. He looks like President Johnson. The other Johnson. Andrew Johnson. Frank Fletcher. Cool. Tracy from GTA 5. Camos look cool. I like them. They look nice. Look very nice. And the Cambridge looks cool. Nice. So this thing just says big ass guns. Got it. Good to know. Good to know. It looks like a Rochester sort of hole with some Cambridge. Big old 305 Alaska guns. Okay. Okie doke. Well, that'll be interesting, I guess. Alright. Well, I think this is gonna be my last game. One of them, maybe. I'm gonna play an Alaska game. And then I'm gonna hop off. Fruit Loops. It's everybody's favorite map. Fruit Loops. Okay.
General quarters.
Good luck, everyone.
force detected. Wir wurden entdeckt. Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy destroyer detected. The ship is on fire. Enemy cruiser detected.
There's a lot of torps going to that dude's smoke. Big.
Problem solved, sir.
I don't know what you want me to do. I got an island here, okay? I can't kind of help you. But my other dude can, my Yamato. So there you go. He'll be fine.
Our team has taken the lead.
Fuck it. And their whole team's dying. Okay. Well. Can't shoot anybody, bro. No fucking islands. All these islands are stopping me. Freaking islands, bro. Okay, turns out HE is just better, I guess, for now. What is that kind of art? He just citadeled me. Like, hello? Through my superstructure? Nah, bro. Quit hacking. Or he just got, like, a really big chunk of damage and just all added it up in one go. I'd rather that be the case than, you know... Can I kill you ever in my lifetime? Hello? Can you die? Oh, but I can. Yeah, I love that. He can just heal forever. Whatever. Alright. I'm gonna go and call it there. Oh, I'm tired. And I gotta go anyway here soon, so you guys have a great rest of your weekends. Have a good week. I'll probably be live tomorrow, because update day, and I'm off tomorrow, so fuck it, right? Anyways, I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.